What's going on, urban CEOs? To Ria Vision Avant here. And listen, I know that we have been away, as Real as It Gets TV has been away for a while now. And I first want to apologize. Literally, y'all, we've been in the lab right now getting ready for all the great things that are coming urban CEOs way. And we've just had a couple of things that we needed to make sure that we updated, but I'm super excited. Now, keep in mind, we've still been doing interviews. So we have some incredible interviews with amazing urban CEOs that we want you to connect with and get to know how they are having success in their space. Now, remember, urban stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming, and we will continue to be that way. Guys, we have tons of events that are starting to come up, so make sure that you plug into our website. But let's go ahead and get into one of our interviews. And if you love it, do your girl a favor. Leave us a thumbs up. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, make sure that you are subscribed. If you're listening to our audio, our podcast on all the different podcast platforms, please make sure that you subscribe as well. And please share this information. Our goal is to be the bridge between the urban community, business, career, finance, and wellness. And we want to show everyone that comes from where we come from how to get to the bag, how to have success, and also how to have some balance. All right. So let's get into this interview. All right. See y'all there. Is Dr. Dapper. He's a 25-year-old serial entrepreneur who has overcome the world of adversity, losing his grandmother, father, and mother all in succession before he graduated from college in 2016. Let me tell you something. I totally feel you, and I know how that feels, and I'm just really, really proud that you continue to push forward. But what he did, y'all, is what many of us need to make sure that we continue to do, is turn that pain from adversity and create a luxury shoe brand called LFLS Shoes with the help of his mother before she actually passed away. He's also become one of the country's top branding experts, recently launched a luxury tea line called A Dose of Dapper. Y'all, he's got a huge following and he is helping individuals to do the same. So I want you to give it up for our VIP guest of the day, Dr. Dapper! Hey, what's poppin', lock in?
What it do?
Man, listen, I'm all over the place. I told you before I got started, like, I'm just all over the place because today has just been a big, big day. But most importantly, also because we got you on the show and I know you're busy. And so I appreciate you taking a little bit of your time to join us. So, I had a little bit of an introduction for you, but for those individuals, maybe this is their very first time hearing about you, or maybe they've heard of you, but they want to hear a little bit more about you. Share a little more of like how it is that you've gotten to the point of where you are today, building brands for yourself and for others.
Well, I think getting to the point of building brands for others, becoming an expert in something, I always say self is source. So I think me understanding my niche, my value, the thing that I can offer, which would be value proposition, the things I care about, the things I love, my passions, my purpose in life. That's what's got me to this point, because I grew up poor, underrepresented area, rats, roaches, holes in the walls, letting the oven down to get warm in the wintertime. So coming from a background like that, you built off of just that hard work, that resilience. So I think that's what's really helped me get to this point. And of course, losing the people I've lost on my journey, I looked at it as like, I went through this, and I didn't look at it as negative. I looked at it as like in a positive. I think life is all about perspective. So I go through these things so I can be able to relate to even more people and therefore impact even more people in the world. So if I hadn't lost my mom, I wouldn't be able to directly relate with somebody that's lost their mom or that's afraid to lose their mom. If I hadn't lost my grandma and my dad, I wouldn't be able to relate with that. If I hadn't saw roaches when I grew up, I wouldn't be able to relate with that. So by me getting to a point where I can be a positive representation in the Black community, in any community, for men, and so shout out Black women, everybody. Like, I'm here for everybody, but just being that representation of a Black man that comes from that background, that didn't go to the streets and drugs and basketball and just sports or rap to get out of that. Really doing something positive. Not saying those things aren't positive, but that's not all we got. We got other things. So showing people that there's more to be done and not being discouraged based on where I come from, because I know my current situation then wasn't my final destination.
Come on now.
It's just all about that mindset, and I'm a vessel. So I mean, I've accepted that, and anytime I start to speak, and like as this interview goes on, I turn off, and then the ancestors turn on. Like I don't even talk no more. So it's kind of like everything that I say is kind of just. It's like diarrhea at the mouth, and shit just start flowing out,
Hey, look, I'm with it. I'd say that all the time. Like, yo, I sometimes have out-of-body experiences. Like, what did I just say? People like, can you repeat that? Listen, if you didn't catch it when I threw you lost it.
Right. You be having to write stuff down all the time. Like, whoa, what did I just say?
Right. Well, first of all, I just commend you, for continuing to push forward. And, I know how it feels to definitely lose loved ones, especially that close. I've also lost my mother and my father, and it is one of those things. I like what you said. In fact, I remember one day I was sharing that, if my father never passed away, like I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. Like I would have probably just gone down the line of what I was doing in school, went to school for computer science, and probably making, $30,000 a year, struggling, because I was struggling, maybe 40,000 by now. I don't know. But it wouldn't have been the life that I've led today. So sometimes, like you said, we got to look at those situations that for some, and it is painful, right? But we got to learn how to turn that into purpose. And so I can appreciate that. All right. So let's talk about this shoe line. You got a shoe line. What?
Matter of fact, I'll grab a shoe and show you.
Yeah. Let's do a Wendy Williams. Let's have a shoe cam. I wish I had a sound effect. The little glitter. Oh!
Like, put it in there right. Yeah, like that. Right.
Oh, bruh, those are fresh.
Yeah.
Okay. No wonder Dr. Dapper. I mean, that's some doctor stuff right there. That's cold. And you designed that yourself? Like, what in the hell? Like, what did you go to school for design? Like, how did you even come up with a shoe? That's crazy.
So I went to school for fashion.
Uh-huh.
But I think the love for fashion came way before then, because I grew up in church. So, I mean, I've always kind of had, like, a sense of style. My mom would keep me in a nice little suit or whatever she can afford. And that stuck with me over time. And then it just evolved into, the Dapper, kind of like cool aesthetic that I have with my own style today.
Mm-hmm.
But the shoes, I never really wore sneakers. I was never a sneaker person. So I was always in some kind of loafer, some kind of driver, some kind of penny loafer, some kind of like Oxford, anything. And that was just my lifestyle. So I think anytime you're developing a personal brand or a brand in general, you have to understand your lifestyle. Like, does this directly correlate with my lifestyle? Can I coexist with this business? Because when people look at me, they should see the shoe company. When the shoe company, they should see me. It's just like somebody that might have a Christian apparel line. If you out here thought bopping and shit in the streets, I'm probably not gonna fuck with your Christian t-shirts because you don't live the lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
It came from my lifestyle and the way I grew up in church, playing the drums, stepdad, pastor, and then reading an article about a girl that started a shoe company. And then thinking back, my teacher came back and said, "Yo, you used to draw shoes all the time in school, in middle school." I was like, "Damn, for real? That's crazy." So that's why I always say tap back in with your childlike mentality, because back then you knew what you cared about, what you loved, what you were passionate about, before life and the world and society came in and gave you bills, this headache, that headache, a job, debt and school and class and A's and B's and ACTs. And it's like, all right, well, fuck what I wanted to do. I got to focus on this because this is what society's telling me I have to do to be successful. When in actuality, it's not like that true, So, the shoes came about from that, the sketching, and I majored in fashion. And the fashion major didn't really, it helped, but it didn't help with the shoe company. The shoe company is like all me and my mom. So, most of the time people go to college and they learn something, but it's not like a trade school. Like you're learning a specific like trade to take out and be like, I'm an expert within this when I graduate. I'm like, this is just broad as fuck. Like, I'm majoring in fashion. Didn't teach me how to get into shoes, but that's upon myself. I have to take it upon myself to be like, okay, I want to do this. let me invest in myself. So that's why I preach on social media. If you don't invest in yourself, nobody will invest in you. So you have to take the initiative to change your life and your future, because nobody's gonna create generational wealth for you. So I can't expect my teacher, my employer, or anybody to create that shit for me. And one stream of income is too close to zero. So why not create my own? Which can also lead to passive income, which we'll talk about more during the interview, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I want to go back to something that you said. First of all, living in your childhood or going back to your childhood. First of all, for the person that's like, well, how do I do that? Because, I want to be very literal here. Like, specifically, how would you advise someone to go back to finding out the stuff? Because I think one of the biggest challenges that I come across is many people trying to figure out, well, what is it that I'm passionate about? Or how can I turn something that I like to do into major money, right? So how do you dig back deep into those days?
Digging back into those days, either some people find out through getting a counselor, somebody they can talk to, and they have conversation, and they ask certain questions, they bring that out of them. Some people have a coach like myself to ask them specific questions that brings that out of them, or that's a click. Have you ever? And then it also goes to learning language. What's your learning language? Because understanding your learning language can help you decipher on which direction or what helps you learn better. And by knowing that you learn this way, that in turn lights a bulb in your head, and you're like, oh shit, like I really like doing this, or I should have did it this way. And then not knowing unconsciously, like that's some shit that you did when you were a kid. So also, I tell people, look at their life as like a book. Even if you're not gonna write a book, look at your life as a book, because our life is in chapters. And once you package it like that, you'll start to understand why things happened, when they did, and how they did. You understand why people left your life and when they came into it. And then you'll also start to realize, like, I used to do this, like, or I feel like I used to do this, like, I feel like I've been here before. So I think it's like a soul purpose, and this body is the vehicle. Your soul is the GPS, and the knowledge you gain from people like myself on your journey is the fuel to get you to that destination where your soul wants to go. So it's kind of like deeper than just like, oh, I think I used to do this. Like, I feel like it in my soul that I did this. And if you have good memory, then of course you can, or if you have your mom still, you can ask like, Mom, what did I used to do like when I was a kid? And then even things that you do in college or like in high school that bring you joy, why you still got that before it's washed away and you have to unlearn so much shit and then relearn. Really tap in to see, okay, what are my friends asking me to do? Because you attract what you give off. And most of the time you do something so good that and you don't even know it's like it's like valuable like that. And then your friend's like, yo, can you teach me? Can you come pick this outfit for me? Or can you do my hair for me? Or what's up with this relationship? I need some advice from you. And then deep down it's like, yo, that's something that you can monetize. So most of the time shit that your friends are asking you to do every day, every other day, whenever they have a problem, if they getting good results on the advice you're giving them, there's thousands of people out in the world that could get the same results from you. So you just have to really put yourself out there. And it's not like you're going to step into your purpose. Like as soon as you put yourself out there, but once you plant that seed, what do seeds do when you water them? They grow. And they branch off into different things. So eventually you're going to branch off into something that's like, yo, this was my purpose. And then you'll eventually find another purpose and another purpose. And then you'll just have like this. That's where multiple streams of income come into play, because you start to become passionate about nonprofit, passionate about the homeless, passionate about women in business, whatever it might be, So
absolutely,
that's a lot of shit, but just.
No, that was good, but it definitely flowed together, and it makes a lot of sense. I do like to share a lot of times, Dr. Dapper, is that if people will Google it, I have to say it like that when I say name, Dr. Dapper. Yeah, Dapper. If people will Google it, they'll pay for it. Nine times out of 10, what people are searching for are the specific result. And like you said, a lot of times we just kind of overlook those things that people are asking us for because we just do it so much. And that is an opportunity for us to turn it into business. So,
Say it again. Say that again. They overlook it because what?
Oh yeah, what I told you. What did we already talk about? We sometimes don't just be flowing. I know I said something along the lines of we do it so much that we overlook it. We overlook the things that we do so much, not realizing that that's truly a business. Like, for example, have you seen the new I haven't looked at it yet, but it's a whole reality show with these two ladies that are professional organizers. $1 million business. They on there with celebrities and stuff. They done got a whole reality show now. All they do is they don't clean, they organize.
No, I don't know. But I
You
don't know.
got to
But
look it up. I'm telling you.
it's money. You can make money doing anything, and people and you'll do something, and you're like, yo, this shit's so easy, or it's like just second nature to me. It's whatever. Anybody know how
Yeah.
to do this shit. It's too. It's just like whatever. It's not hard, and it's like those are the things that make you a millionaire. You know, people
Absolutely.
always search for that $1 million idea. It's like you don't gotta search for that. Multiply
Come
that
on.
$5 idea you got. You know,
Come on.
that's what makes the millions. You got a $5
Oh,
idea, you just need to multiply it, and that's where the millions
yes.
come into play. So that's
Multiply that $5 idea. Hold up. Wait a minute. That was lit. I like that. I didn't have the sound effects. Anyways, I like that. Multiply that. While you over here trying to figure out $1 million, just multiply the $5 one and turn it into millions. How you doing? Okay, so now let's dig a little deeper. So you got the shoe line. Now, how far did you build this shoe line until you decided to, like you say, branch out into other things? Because I know you have a tea line as well, which is it's connected to the brand if you think about it. Because when you drink tea, you know you got to be dapper when you're drinking some tea, right?
everything coexists. So at the core, it started from a lifestyle, and it started from passion and purpose. I always say passion, purpose, product. You know, that's like 3 P's I live by, and I also live by 3 F's, and I got 3 more P's that I live by that'll probably come up. But you know, the T came about. Dr. Dapper and LFLS shoes are 2 separate entities, but I built them at the same time, so they coexist. You know, so that's when we get into personal branding. For example, I always tell people you have to build a personal brand, and everybody can have a personal brand because we all have knowledge that needs to be shared or can be shared and be monetized, and we also have a lifestyle. We have things we love. We're all human. We're all, as long as you're personable and you're transparent. That's why people don't develop great personal brands, because they're not personable. A personal brand is supposed to be personal, you know, with your audience. You're supposed to be transparent and vulnerable. They want to meet a human, you know, not a robot or not an influencer on social media. You know, they want to meet somebody that's like, oh, this is family. So that's where Dr. Dapper came into play, because I understood how important it was to build a personal brand. And if I hadn't done that and built Dr. Dapper, I would be assed out right now, because COVID hit. Nobody buying $500 pair of shoes. This nigga sitting in the house worried about the next paycheck or worried about finding a job. So nobody's going to any events. Nobody's having a wedding. Everybody's tight with their money, unless it's Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Prada, and they flexing with it. You know, trying to show people they still having a good life while in COVID, which is bullshit. Absolutely. So with that being said, since I understood that, you know, Dr. Dapper has to be built while LFLS is being built, just in case, you know, whatever might happen. That's how we got to the point where Dr. Dapper being, you know, the T, the consultant, the mentor, the panelist, the speaker, the courses, the guides. You know, I got multiple streams of income through one stream of income.
There you go.
So which being myself, and I tell people all the time, you're a walking billboard. You have to look at yourself as a business. Even the wealthiest people, they don't own shit. Their business owns the shit. So it's like they're just a vessel there. And like even if you look at if LFLS shoes, or if this house, if this apartment, you know, if like father like son rents this apartment, and it's like, but I live here. This is where I live. But it's a tax write-off, because, you know, it's like the business owns it. And if anybody comes for the business, they're not coming for Dr. Dapper. Dr. Dapper can just start another LLC and then be like, oh, yeah, here, my company wants to buy this.
You
like,
were dropping some
so those are gems for, like, people that want to get into, like, that kind of shit. But
I hope it did not go over some of y'all head, man. Look.
It went over.
It might have went over some of y'all. He look. Whenever we out here complaining that these millionaires and billionaires ain't paying taxes and they file multiple bankruptcies, he's trying to tell you a little something, right? In fact, I get excited because that's what we're doing right now with my businesses. Listen, and for many people who do come from the urban community, I already know, like, we don't know this stuff. We just know grind. We know hustle. We know get out here and roll them sleeves up and do what you got to do. And so a lot of times we're not privy to this type of information where he's telling you, you establish your business and you buy everything under your business and you pay for everything under your business. And so if something happens to the business, you are still okay. That's a whole nother conversation. But look, now let's dig deeper into branding and things like that, right? When somebody comes to you and they say, I need some help, right? I need help with building up my brand. What are the first couple of things that you actually sit down with the client to go over with establishing or getting an idea of what they need to be doing?
There are different stages, you know, for that, because I have clients that are 50, and they don't even have a fucking social media page or a website. They just got an idea. Then I have clients that are like 25, 30. They got the social media, but it's not aesthetically appealing. The bio's fucked up. No professional pictures. No consistency on the page. No specific content pillars of like, okay, these are the things you can expect from my page. So for somebody on that side, I'm like, all right, bet. When we book a one-on-one coaching session or you get some guys, you'll understand that social media is your resume. So we start with restructuring that resume that you have, which is your social media page, because people should know. You should ask yourself, what do I want people to think? How do I want them to feel? And what action do I want them to take after they see this post? And if you can't answer those questions, don't post that shit. Because it's not your camera roll. So it's really shifting people's mindset from thinking, oh, Instagram is just where I dump all my pictures and my experiences in life and just put them there. Like if you went to your camera roll on your phone, it's like, no, this is where you aesthetically, like just chronologically or just organize however you want it to look. It's like just like somebody walking into your house. You want your house to be organized, smell good, be clean. You want everything to be in place. So either we start there, or either we start with just getting people out of that comfort zone of putting themselves out on social media, and trying to figure out how they can package, present, and promote, which are the other 3 P's that I live by: package, present, and promote their knowledge or the value that they can offer. So it's 2 different sides to it, and sometimes it's even more sides because some people might not even want a social media page and they might just need help with a website. It just depends on exactly what it is, but from a branding standpoint, I'm very detailed when it comes to the small things on your social media page, because the small things make the biggest difference, because we unconsciously go to a page and we click through and we like, yeah, I'm not gonna follow this shit. And the same reason you don't follow them is the same reason nobody's following your ass right now. So, but you're not gonna look at it like that because you're not a consultant, you're not a coach, you're not a branding person, you're not a person that's on the outside looking in that can even step outside of their own shit and be like, yeah, that ain't right. I need to change that.
Right.
So that's what it is. Somebody that's like with my mindset, because I think different from all of my clients. I'll say some shit about a guide and them giving free game to people in their circle and a course, and they'll be like, yo, I never thought about it that way. I'm like, I know, that's why you pay me to think and just learn and just be like different. Like that's why you pay me to do it. So but then the thing with that, one of my mentors says, knowledge isn't power. So I don't give a fuck what I teach you. Knowledge ain't power. The application of knowledge is power.
You gotta put it into work.
That's where power comes into play. So if you're not gonna apply everything, don't pay me $500 for an hour. Don't pay for a digital guide. Don't get a course. I mean, you can, but don't say Dr. Dapper didn't get me anything that I wanted, because I'm not gonna guarantee you nothing. I can even guarantee shit because I got the proof. Like I've helped people build shit. Like we do this daily. My life would be off right now if I didn't do this shit for real. So but there's no cap in my rap. But you have to apply shit. And people gotta stop playing themselves and gotta start paying themselves. I say don't play yourself, pay yourself. It's deep. So we gotta take action.
Yeah, absolutely. Now for you to be 25. I've noticed on a couple of occasions you've talked about having a coach and having a mentor. I don't think I got my very first coach until, I want to say, I might have been in my late 20s, early 30s. First of all, how long have you had a coach? And what put that in you to invest into, because I'm sure your coaches aren't free. I'm pretty sure you got to invest or spend something. What put that into you to actually hire someone to coach you?
Most of the time with me, I'll tell people I've been blessed to put myself in certain environments at an early age to where it's like I'm a little brother to people. So me, all of my investment has been through trial and error within business, through taking a trip here to meet up with this mentor, or so it's not been literally me handing money to a person saying, hey, teach me some shit. It's usually been me offering value in different ways that I can. And then also being an eager young entrepreneur that knows how to. And the 3 F's I live by is faith, finesse, and friendship. So I finesse a lot of shit. If you don't know how to finesse, finesse is very important in entrepreneurship. And then friendship. I'm great with building friendships, with building connections. So I've invested in a lot. I've lost $100,000. I've lost thousands of dollars. So it's like everybody's investment is going to be different.
Yeah.
Me, my mind is different and I move different, so I don't really have to go pay for. I have paid for guides and courses and shit. But I don't have to do that because I can be on a live and hear something that an average person hears, and that could spark me to go make $10,000 the next day because I just got an idea from that. So I think because of the way I think, I feel like I was chosen. You know, it's really not like as hard for me to kind of like get information, or
Mm-hmm.
and I know my learning language too, so I don't like to read. I'm more hands-on, I'm more in person. So I was like, yo, let's have some tea. You know, let's build a connection. You know, I'm trying to offer value to you however I can. And my mentors have literally just been like brothers to me. And I feel like
That's what's
anybody that's
up.
looking for a mentor, it shouldn't be the, oh, we meeting this day for an hour to check in up on your
Right.
your profit and loss, your P&L and your balance and this and that. It should be like, yo, you going out to get a drink tonight? Let me come with you, because it gets deeper than just a
Yes.
P&L and a balance sheet. It gets deep, like, oh, how did this person move? You know, how do they think? What do they eat? You know,
Mm-hmm.
how do they drive? You know, how do they dress? Shit, how do they breathe? Every fuck, whatever, anything, you know,
All of
anything,
that. Absolutely.
anything. Like, what lifestyle does this person live? Because I tell people all the time, you know, we search for mentors and we search for the best book and we search for the shortcut to get to where we want to go. But damn it, if reading, if somebody tells me the average millionaire reads this amount of books, and if you want to be a millionaire, you got to read. I'm like, bullshit. That's bullshit. Because I know plenty of millionaires that don't read at all, and then I know plenty of millionaires that made their millions from people that thought that they needed to read some shit to become successful. So you just gave him a million, but you sitting at the crib reading a book that ain't gonna get you nowhere, because you don't really learn from reading. You learn from watching
Mm-hmm.
videos and getting your ass up and taking action. So
That's it. Taking that
it's
action. Right.
it's bigger than just a mentor. Even me, it's not like I have mentees, but they're not like I'm like a mentor, like kind of. I'm like a brother, like it's family. And the
Mm-hmm.
people that come get coaching from me, either they get a one-off coaching session and then we stay in contact, messaging, call if they need some help, or either they do monthly coaching, which is kind of like my mentorship at this point, monthly coaching. So yes, get a coach, yes, get a mentor, but don't go searching like Google, like, oh my God, I gotta find me. If I want to be
Right.
successful, I gotta find a mentor, because like I said, if you put yourself in the right place at the right time with the right people, you're gonna attract what you need. And you might
Absolutely.
not even pay thousands for that shit. You might just pay for a flight, pay for a consultation, and then that's your bro, that's your sis. You know, so it
Right.
depends on the situation. You just have to um, trust your process. You know.
Absolutely. I'm with it. I'm with it. And another thing I know that you were talking a lot about is just really being in the right place, being at the right place at the right time. And if that means making an investment to go to that place or whatever you got to do, or putting yourself there physically, that's what you got to do. I say a lot of times, I think people I feel that people a lot of times, though, we put money on the same pedestal that we do time. And the challenge with that is that you can't get time back. But you can make money, you can lose money, you can get money, you can lose money. And so a lot of times, yes, it might require investing, but if you are blessed to be in a position where you can have somebody that will pour into you because you're also equally bringing some kind of value back to them, then that's a blessing as well. But I find I meet a lot of times people will come across and they want to be coached, but they don't want to invest anything, whether it's money or it's time or some value or assisting. I mean, and so a lot of times, guys, we have to understand there has to be some kind of even exchange. That's actually a law. Sow and reap. You sow what you reap. So you have to make an even exchange. Well, let's talk about the T line. So you got your shoe line rocking. You said $500 shoes. Now, do you have shoes for women coming out, or I know it's a men's line and I know it's like father, like son, but you know, are we just gonna keep it men?
Like Father Like Son was like the name I started because I was just gonna do men's shoes, and then I had women's flats for like a year, and then, you know, so I had women's flats. So that's why I dropped it to LFLS like a while ago, because I was like, okay, I got women. I want to introduce like women's shoes, and then it became like a family thing. Like I desire to have the same shoes for the father and the son, the same shoes for the mother and the daughter. But I'm planning on doing heels whenever COVID, you know, allows, you know, things to start moving like smooth again. But until then, you know, it's just like planning and allowing things to
getting ready. Yeah.
You know, yeah. You know,
you don't want to buy no new shoes. You can't go nowhere for real. I mean, well, there's certain cities you can go places because Atlanta is wide open.
Yeah,
they don't care.
And then also understanding that if you're a small business owner, like I'm not Gucci. You know, I'm not the first brand on somebody's mind when it comes to a shoe that they can flex with.
Right.
You know, yeah. So it's like it's deeper than just, oh, this is a nice shoe. It's like, oh, look at this brand. That's where branding comes into play.
Yeah.
A fucking regular Jordan 1 compared to an off-white Jordan 1, you about to pay $1,000 more for an off-white Jordan 1 versus
Right.
a regular Jordan 1 just because of a fucking word that's put on there and a fucking tag. And it's like
Right.
the tag and the word was probably a couple cents. But here we go paying, thousands more just because of that brand name. And that's how powerful branding is. And we're going to talk about branding. And some people get the shit mixed up between branding and marketing. Branding, marketing is like you asking a girl on a date or a man on a date, and branding is the reason they say yes. That's it,
Gotcha.
Marketing. Hey, I want a date. I want to take you out. I want to take you out.
Right.
But that lady or that man's not going to say yeah, or yeah, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna bite on that if you're not packaged right. If you don't got the shit lined up, you don't got the right outfit, the right shoes. She can like, listen with that shit. So you marketing, but you're branding off. So it's like you're not going nowhere. It's just like
right.
with no gas. It's like you look cute. It's like it's cute. It's sad. It's like if it ain't on, I can't crank it up. Then it's like, fuck. Well, that's useless.
Absolutely. Right, wasting all that time. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the tea.
So the tea came about just because of quarantine. I started like 3 or 4 businesses in quarantine just for the fuck of it, just like starting shit. Because I'm like, and I can brand and I coach people on business development, so I just start whatever I want to start. To be honest, like anything, like most of the time, like your daily routine, you can monetize that. So people was like, oh, I was drinking tea. I like tea, and I started drinking it in my videos and stuff. And I was like, yo, I'm drinking everybody else's tea. Why not make my own tea?
Come on.
The same thing with shoes, same thing with socks. Gonna be underwear, gonna be condoms, gonna be whatever. Gonna be tissue. Fuck it. Like, just that's the kind of thing that you gotta have that mindset of like, if I want to make it, I can just call,
turn it into something.
Out, and it's like, and just because if you can see it, it's a glimpse into your future of something that's obtainable. And once you think it, you speak it, you write it, and then that's taking steps towards manifesting that and making it something tangible. I'm really dropping hot shit right now.
You are really dropping. You really dropping some stuff. Hold on, look, we gotta give you that horn again because you really are dropping some hot stuff right now. Okay, I hope y'all picking what. Listen, I'm just sitting over here like I love it. Like if I come up with the idea, I'm gonna do it. I'm kind of like that. I don't know what your sign is. I'm a Taurus, but I have a problem of where, and I'm so last minute with stuff. Like I'll come up with an idea and I'll put it out there, and I'm like, y'all need to hurry up and jump on this because that's how fast I move. Because I understand that an opportunity sometimes it waits on nobody, and so I just learned that successful people are very quick to make a decision to do something and they put it into action. And with unsuccessful people, they got to pray on it. Let me double check.
When I hear somebody say, when the guy says time, I'm gonna do it. You're like, yo, you can pray all you want to, but what's the thing? The verse say action without prayer without works is like it's dead.
It's dead. Faith without works is dead. Absolutely. So you can't say you have faith if you're not doing the work. In fact, you already prayed for the opportunity, and that's why I'm here. What are we doing? This is the answer.
Stay ready.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Absolutely. 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 Listen, I appreciate this. Okay, we got a couple more things. We're about to wrap this up. First of all, I want to ask you about the acronym URBAN, right? So URBAN, it stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. Unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, non-conforming. I want you to tell me, Dr. Dapper, of this acronym, what do you feel fits you best and why? So I'm going to give it to you one more time. Unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. So it's 4. Which do you feel fits you? And tell us why.
I was going to say real bold and action-oriented because I'm a bold-ass person. Like, I speak my mind. And I really don't care what people think. And I think that's one thing that separates a lot of people from like the top and the bottom. It's like when you can't let somebody's opinion on you or mindset or their opinion on something just stop you from taking your leaps of faith or stepping out on faith and doing what you want to do. So I'm just bold from the standpoint of me cursing or me sharing my personality on who I am. And I think I'm unapologetically who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
I'm bold as fuck, so I'm raw as fuck, I'm transparent as fuck, and then I'm also vulnerable as fuck. So I think that's what allows me to grow so much as an individual, and that's what's going to continue to allow me to grow to the millions and the billions whenever that comes because of, at the core, and from you, I'm the same person on social media, on an interview, and in person. I'm going to be the same person in a business meeting too, until the day that I die, because that's me. That's I
Too much energy.
I took control.
Yeah.
I took control of my life when I said, yo, I'm not working for nobody else. I'm just going full time into this shit because with nothing. So
Yeah.
that's you taking control of your life, and that's you being real bold because everybody ain't bold enough to do that shit. Everybody ain't got the balls to step out like that.
You're
right.
right.
Like, yo, I'm graduated. I got a degree, but fuck that. I'm gonna go start my own business with nothing because my mom helped me get that started. And it's like, and I understand that it's bigger. A degree, I can't pass that down, but this business, I can pass that shit down. So
Yes.
understanding that and being real bold and standing firm in that, and then action oriented. I took action on it. You know, I take action anytime, you know, I think of something. Either I'm writing it down, I'm talking to my circle about it, or I'm taking action on it myself. You know, so I think people that take action, that those are the people that really see results. You know, because if you sit and think and ponder, or even if you have an idea. Excuse me, I need to get some like tea or something.
Yeah, you need some tea.
People gonna be like COVID, but
right. No, he good. And listen, we all gonna get at some point in time. We done had it, or we gonna get it. Listen, we just got to make sure we stay healthy.
It's just like the flu. You can't avoid the shit. Like
nope.
So action. That's what separates people. You know, even if you think about something, if you don't write that down, you never know when that thought's gonna come back to you. You never know, because that's just like the person that, and it was given to you, so you have to take action on it. Nobody else can see that vision but you. So you're stupid to not take action on that shit, because there's somebody else waiting in line to get that. That's gonna have that same idea. So what was the quote I said? I had a quote that said, "You doubting yourself just gave somebody else another opportunity."
Ooh,
that's deep.
Absolutely,
that's deep. And I had another quote I had posted. It says, imagine thinking you're not good enough, then you realize that you're really too good.
Come with it. Too good.
Is it Sunday? It's not Sunday.
No, is it what it? Right, we over here preaching. We about to pass the plate, y'all. Go ahead and pass the plate. We're going to pass the plate. Listen, I do appreciate you taking time out of your day. I know that you are extremely busy. How do you want people to get in contact with you, you know, for our urban CEOs that connected with you? How would you prefer?
Dr. Dapper, let me see me point right here. There we go. We're going down.
Look at that. I'm going to point with you.
Right there. Ding, ding, Dr. Dapper right there.
I tell people that, right. Hit me on the gram. I tell people all the time, they're like, you got a card? Nah, hit me on the gram. DM me on the gram. That's going to be the best place to connect. We appreciate you, Dr. Dapper. Any last imparting words you would like to leave with our visitors?
Always end with felt like a baby. Have you ever heard that?
No, I have not. So I'm gonna have. Would you say felt?
I'm so happy that nobody has ever heard it. Felt like a baby. I tell you what. All right, here we go. Felt like a baby. I want y'all to really tap in with that. I'm gonna say it again. Felt like a baby. When you think back to when you was a kid, and you look around, you like damn, everybody walking. Like I want to learn how to walk too. Like you just crawling, and then one day you like, you know what? I'm gonna try to walk. So you stand up, and what you do? You fall down. And then you stand back up again and you fall back down again. But so if back then when we were kids, if we knew what failure was, if we knew what, you know, giving up was, none of us would be walking today. Nobody would be walking today. So you have to get in that mindset of feeling like a baby within business, within everything, because that baby continues to get up and try to walk, and eventually they start, you know, getting a little hobble in, then they start walking, then they start jogging, then you turn around like, oh, these niggas sprinting. Like, damn. So same thing in business. You know, you fall down, but as long as you get back up, you never fail. You only fail when you give up, you know. That baby didn't know what failure was, so they never gave up. So that's the same thing you do in your business, with your personal brand, in life, in the relationship, whatever it is. Just fail like a baby, and you know, take the lessons that you learned from it, because the losses that you took, there's a lesson in that. Look at it like, what did I learn from this? Not what did I lose within this.
Fire.
Boom.
Okay, go drop the mic and walk on off the stage like they do, okay? I'm going to have to start making sure y'all have a mic just in case. So if y'all drop some hot fire, you got to just drop the mic on them, because we need the physical visualization of that. Well, Dr. Dapper, thank you again so much. We look forward to connecting with you more. In fact, my team is definitely going to reach out to you to do some more things. We appreciate you for just being a Black man out here impacting the community and showing them that there's more ways to get out here and get this bread, more ways to be able to push forward and be successful. And even though we go through the trials and the tribulations, we can still keep going. All right. Well, y'all, we're going to be back. Hey, okay. Well, yeah, we gonna be back with another edition of As Real as It Gets. We gonna see y'all next time. Deuces.